We begin with a quote by Aristotle. I always think it's good for somebody from Alabama to quote Aristotle right off, just to prove that it's possible, you know. There's only 3 of us that know who he is, you know. Angry, anybody can do anger. Anybody can do anger. But can your clients, and may I go ahead and say, can you express anger appropriately most of the time? Now, many people have taken 2 bypasses, main bypasses to this primary emotion. By the way, remember I said a lot of people call it secondary. A lot of people also call anger and sadness negative. Do you know that? That's such a weird thing. Well, we don't want you experiencing these negative emotions. I go, you know, I've never seen where emotions were giving a plus or minus valence. Have you? You know, like the elements in the chart, plus or minus, protons, atoms, you know. They're just feelings, okay? But there's 2 bypasses a lot of people have been taught to take. I hope you no longer take these, but I bet some of your clients or patients are. One is the religious bypass. You note I didn't say spiritual. The religious bypass to one's feelings, particularly anger. The religious bypass. In a nutshell, folks, what is that? You've heard it. You know it. Do what with your anger? Pray it away. Turn it over. Right? But not feel it. Not feel it. This is one of the reasons why I wrote this material called The Missing Piece. I went to my own AA meeting one Saturday, and I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I went to an AA meeting, one of my regular meetings, and this woman was speaking. She was at a speaker's meeting, and she had 28 years of recovery. When she got finished with her talk, about a dozen of us went to have lunch, and each person who had lunch participated in our own form of anger, which is called gossip. But each person, in their turn, were saying things like, God, she's one of the angriest people I've ever listened to. You notice how angry she was? What's she so angry about? If that's recovery, I'm not sure I want it, right? Because she was really angry. And I thought, you know, a lot of recovering people are really angry. Why wouldn't they be? And if you've lived with one of us, you've thought homicide. That's about the apex of anger right there, inappropriate anger. I'm going to kill my 3rd husband. You know, 3rd alcoholic in a row I've married. Okay. So one's a religious bypass, or even what I call recovery bypass, where you're going to turn it over, you're going to pray it away, you're going to get to forgiveness. Now, I'm a big proponent of forgiveness. Always have been, always will be. But only as it is attained by walking through the doorway of every feeling one has. And until that happens, forgiveness is usually just another word that recovering people, New Age people, and religious people like to use. But until we walk through the doorway of every feeling to get there, I ask people all the time, have you forgiven your dad? Hundreds of times. And I go, what's that about? And what it's about is I haven't dealt with my grief, I haven't dealt with my anger, I haven't dealt with my abandonment issues, and so I just want to get to forgiveness because anger equals pain. And I don't want to do anger because I don't want to cause somebody pain.